My country, my pride. Welcome to HICGI News Agency special episodes. My country, my pride, where we travel the world to take you deeper understanding the very countries that we are coming from. My name is Stephen the Honest, Benjamin with an honorary doctorate in humanities from Canada. Hey, this is very yet an interesting day. Wow, we are taking you to Fiji. I don't know if you've heard about this great scenic nation of Fiji. Fiji is an island of Melanesia, part of Oceania in the South Pacific Ocean. It lies about 1,100 nautical miles. It's about 2,000 kilometers northern east of New Zealand. New Zealand is parts of Australia. Fiji consists of an archipelago of more than 330 islands, of which 110 are permanently inhabited and more than 500 islets, amounting to a total land area of about 18,300 square kilometers, call it 7,100 square miles. The most outlying island group is Onai Ilau. About 87% of the total population live on the major islands, Viti and Vanuatu. About three-quarters of Fijians live on Viti coast, either in the capital city of Suva or in small urban centers of such Nadi, where tourism is the major local currency, or Tautoko, where the sugarcane industry is dominant. The interior of Viti is sparsely inhabited because of its rain. This show is brought to you by Cape International Group. Tour the world with Cape International Group. Cape International Group is found on Namasura Hill off into the highway. You can call them on plus 256-773-1375-66 or plus 256-702-1375-66. Let's go ahead and explore more about Fiji.
The majority of Fiji's islands were formed by volcanic activity starting around 150 million years ago. Some geothermal activity still occurs today on the islands of Vanuatu and Taiwan. The geothermal systems on Viti level are non-volcanic in origin and have low temperature. Surface discharges of between roughly 35 and 60 degrees Celsius. Humans have lived in Fiji since the second millennium BC. First Austronesian and later Melanesians with some Polynesian influences. Europeans first visited Fiji in the 17th century. In 1874, after a brief period in which Fiji was an independent kingdom, the British established the colony of Fiji. Fiji operated as a crown colony until 1970, when it gained independence and became known as the Dominion of Fiji. In 1987, following a series of coups d'etat, the military government that had taken power declared it a republic. In 2006 coup, Commodore Frank Bainimarama seized power. In 2009, the Fijian High Court ruled that the military leadership was unlawful. At that point, President Ratu Josefa Iloilo, whom the military had retained as the nominal head of state, formally abrogated the 1997 constitution and reappointed Bainimarama as interim prime minister. Later in 2009, Ratu Eperi Nairatikau succeeded Iloilo as president. On 17 September 2014, after years of delays, a democratic election took place by Nimarama's Fiji First Party won 59.2% of the vote, and international observers deemed the election credible. Fiji has one of the most developed economies in the Pacific. Through its abundant forest, mineral and fish resources, the currency is the Fijian dollar, with the main sources of foreign exchange being uh, tourist industry, remittances from Fijians working abroad, bottled water exports, and sugarcane. The Ministry of Local Government and Urban Development supervises Fiji's local government, which takes the form of city and town councils. Etymology. The name of Fiji's main island, Viti Levu, served as the origin of the name Fiji, though the common English pronunciation is based on that of Fiji's island neighbors in Tonga. An official account of the emergence of the name states Fijians first impressed themselves on European consciousness through the writings of the members of the expeditions of Cook, who met them in Tonga. They were described as formidable warriors and ferocious cannibals, builders of the finest vessels in the Pacific, but not great sailors. They inspired awe amongst the Tongans, and all their manufacturers, especially back cloth and clubs, were highly valued and much in demand. They called their home Viti, but the Tongans called it Fisi, and it was by this foreign pronunciation Fiji first promulgated by Captain James Cook that these islands are now known. Fiji, the Anglicized spelling of the Tongan pronunciation, occurred in accounts and other writings by missionaries and other travelers visiting Fiji until the late 19th century. Let's go to the history and the early settlement. Pottery part of Fijian towns shows that Fiji was settled by Austronesian peoples by at least 3500 to 1000 BC, with Malaysians following around 1000 years later. Although there are still many open questions about the specific dates and patterns of human migration, it is believed that either the Lapita people or the ancestors of the Polynesians settled in the islands first, but not much is known of what became of them after the Malaysians arrived. The old culture may have had some influence on the new one, and archaeological evidence shows that some of the migrants moved on to Samoa, Tonga, and even Hawaii. Archaeological evidence also shows signs of human settlement on Motoliki Island beginning at least by 600 BC and possibly as far back as 900 BC. Although some facts of Fijian culture are similar to the Melanesian culture of the Western Pacific, Fijian culture has a stronger connection to the old Polynesian cultures. The evidence is clear that there was trade between Fiji and neighboring archipelagos long before Europeans made contact with Fiji. In the 10th century, the Twin Tong Empire was established in Tonga, and Fiji became within its sphere of influence. The Tongan influence brought Polynesian customs and language into Fiji. That
For more than 10 years, Cabin International Group has been your number one partner in tours and travel consultancy. We also do real estate, legal services, ICT services, and much more. Find us on cabinternationalgroup.com or write to us at info@cabinternationalgroup.com. You may also write to us at PO Box 35827 Kampala, Uganda, or visit us on Namaswahi off Entebbe Highway. Call us on +256 +200937566 or +256 39486 32 or 46. Or you can send us a plus on WhatsApp on +256 752 1375 66. Cab International Group, your number one rail business partner.
The empire began to decline in the 13th century. Fiji has long had permanent settlements, but its peoples have also have a history of mobility. Over the centuries, unique Fijian culture practices developed. Fijians constructed large, elegant watercraft with rigged sails called dra and exported some to Tonga. Fijians also developed a distinctive style of village architecture consisting of commercial, communal, and individual boer and barrack housing, and advanced systems of ramparts and moats that were usually constructed around the more important settlements. Pigs were domesticated for food, and a variety of agricultural endeavors such as banana plantations existed from an early stage. Villages were supplied with water brought in by constructed wooden aqueducts. Fijians lived in societies led by chiefs, elders, and notable warriors. Spiritual leaders, often called bete, were also important culture figures, and the production and consumption of yakona was part of their ceremonial and community rites. Fijians developed a monetary system where the polished teeth, the span well called tambua, became an active currency. A type of writing existed that can be seen today in various petrolipses around the islands. Fijians developed a refined massy cloth textile industry and used the cloth they produced to make sails and clothes such as the malo and the liku. As with most other ancient human civilizations, warfare or preparation for warfare was an important part of everyday life in pre-colonial Fiji. The Fijians were noted for their distinctive use of weapons, especially war clubs. Fijians used many different types of clubs that can be broadly divided into two groups: two-handed clubs and small specialized throwing clubs called aula. With the arrival of Europeans in the 17th century, the European colonization in the late 19th century, many elements of Fijian culture were either expressed or modified to ensure European, specifically British control. This was especially the case with respect to traditional Fijian spiritual beliefs. Early colonialists and missionaries utilized and conflated the concept of cannibalism in Fiji to give a moral imperative for colonial intrusion. Europeans labeled many native Fijian customs as the best or primitive, enabling colonialists to see Fiji as a paradise wasted on savage cannibals. This narrative became a justification for violence and punitive actions by the colonialists, which accompanied the enforced transfer of power to the Europeans. Authors such as Derek Scar have perpetuated 19th century myth of freshly killed corpses peeled up for eating, and ceremonial mass human sacrifice on the construction of new houses and boats, while some modern archaeological studies conducted by scholars including D'Augusta, Cochrane, and Jones on Fijian sites have shown that Fijians may have practiced an intermittent in ritualistic form of cannibalism. Other research doubts even the existence of cannibalism in Fiji. Perhaps the most accurate account of cannibalism in 10th century Fiji comes from William MacGregor, the long-term chief medical officer in British colonial Fiji. During the Little War of 1876, he stated that the rare occasion of tasting of the flesh of the enemy was done to indicate supreme hatred and not out of relish for a gastronomic treat. We are still with HICGI News Agency. Travel the world, my country, my pride.
It's been a pleasure being with you in this first episode where we've looked at the nation of Fiji. So beautiful! And we are yet to see more about Fiji in the coming episodes. This show is brought to you by KB International Group. If you want to tour the world, let's travel the world together. Uh, the KB International Group is found in Namuswa Hill off Interior Highway. Contact them on +256 773 7566 or +256 02 13 75 66, and you tour the world together. My name is Chivobi Ernest Benjamin Honore Doctorate. Until next time, on the camera is Professor Scovia Chivumbi.